We're recording.
All right.
Oh, dear God.
Hello. Welcome to Isn't It Obvious. I'm your host for this episode, as Micah. That is the name I go by.
I hope so.
I will say a surname at some point,
No.
but it'll be made up.
Yeah, it will be.
It's Micah Van Exel.
Sure it is.
I am joined by Sarah Mephistopheles
I mean, that makes sense.
and Philip Gorski.
Nice.
Philip
That's
Gorski.
good. That's
Sounds
good.
Polish. Sounds
like a hockey
What's with
player.
the Y? It's
Sounds
Canadian
like
ancestry.
a sounds like a Polish hockey player.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
good.
solid. I sound like a fucking demon from hell, but cool. I get it.
Mine doesn't
Yes,
fit me,
my
but
name
I
is
like
Sarah
it.
Mephistopheles.
Yeah, I'm like the purest one here. Clear.
Mm.
I know. Doubt. I'm like a doubt.
Isn't it obvious that Sarah is not the purest one
It
here?
is.
Yeah, no, that's
Because thoughts
true.
are the same as deeds in this world.
Yeah. Lizard.
My topic for the day is, isn't it obvious there are so many dystopian stories because we are currently living in a dystopia?
When was the first dystopian story?
You know, I don't know if that's quite true, but I think there's a lot of dystopian stories because people like to think they're in a dystopia.
But dystopian stories are meant to be a reflection of the society they're currently living in, right?
Exactly. They think
But
that.
But it's an aspect of the dystopian, because our dystopia is still so jagged.
I think that's just they're narcissists who think they're just victims and they're just woe and suffering or whatever, and they're just making a critique on something they disagree with in society. Yes, Phil?
So, what is the earliest dystopian story you can think of?
Yes.
Not like your earliest memory, but like a dystopian story that you...
The Iliad war was fought over a wife being stolen. That's pretty fucking dystopian. What about those soldiers that went and died because a dude got cuckolded?
I don't know if that's really dystopian.
That's a pretty fucking dystopian world to me.
See, all stories are basically tragedies, dystopia. Like, unless, of course, the hero comes and saves the day and offers the hope. And,
No, but in
like,
terms
the
of
world's,
dystopian, where
you know,
the world
Joseph
itself
Campbell and
hooray,
does not function.
lightsabers.
I would say that
or like post dystopia, like it's like you're like living in an after like an after apocalypse or something.
Paradise
like,
Lost, I guess, would probably be the first actual
Well,
one,
like-
because it's something certainly after the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
Because as soon as we don't have the imperative of survival, then we can think about how the system that allows us to survive functions and critique it to the point that we can attribute a dystopian title to it.
So, okay, when I think about dystopian, I think of it's not that bad at that time, and they're reading a book about it being worse. So, like 1984, I think that's a classic one in my head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and okay,
Sure.
everyone talks about that one.
Did you ever read Prince of Thorns at all?
No.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Breath of the Wild.
No.
because-
Let's talk about 1984.
All right, talk
No.
about
We're not,
No,
no,
so-
we're not, we don't have to talk about that. It's
But
fine. It's
in
just
1984.
Phil really
God
wants to
damn it.
talk about
No, I don't
Phil
want to talk
really
about
wa-
it.
No,
No.
Phil wants to
No,
talk
no,
about Breath of the
because-
Wild.
yes.
That's not dystopian. That's post-apocalyptic.
Oh, it's dystopian.
No, it's post-apocalyptic.
Both.
Not really.
Yeah, there's the end of the world's coming if the hero doesn't save the fucking day.
But the apocalypse already came.
No, people are still alive and still living their lives, or trying to in their little pathetic villages, but it's
kinda
not the same.
dystopian.
It's
But that's
dystopian.
not, how is that? No, that's...
It is.
How is that dystopian?
They're trying to make they're eking out their existence. It's a fragment, a pathetic shadow of its former self. Like before Ganon or whatever.
The 100 years before. 'Cause
Yeah,
that was,
there was
there's
beautiful.
another calamity coming, and a calamity happened 100 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
So you're
because
living in
it's
100
Zelda,
years past the post-apocalyptic.
But
No,
it's not
because the calamity
post-apocalyptic.
already came.
It's
It's
dystopian.
dystopian. Because they live
they're-
really crappily.
They are. They're living in these tiny little villages that are, again, not the cities that were.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally different
Because
world.
the apocalypse happened, a calamity happened 100 years ago when the heroes left.
Yeah, and now it's a dystopian
Now it's
future.
post-apocalyptic.
Future.
No, it's a dystopian.
Fallout isn't dystopian. Fallout is post-apocalyptic. 'Cause it's 200 years after the apocalypse when the world was
also
destroyed.
kind of dystopian
Dystopian?
too, because like there are mutants that are trying to kidnap you and turn you into mutants, and in this Breath of the Wild, every time there's like a blood moon, all of those moblins come back and try to kill you again.
No,
Like,
that's just where you farm.
well, I mean, unless you're like the 100-year-old hero, you're gonna just get yourself killed. So I feel
I
like
just think that's lack of trying from the people that are there.
Just
Have you
not-
seen what Koku nuts can do?
Nothing. I mean, except give you like maybe like free.
Half an HP?
No.
No, that's the one that expands your
like your
equipment slots.
Your what do you call that?
Inventory.
Like your inventory space. Like your fake space. Your
it
magical.
It gives you a bigger.
Your magical holding space.
Oh yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
You're giving these dried poo nuts to a sentient tree
They do look
who just like makes
They're
them
not coconuts, they're
No, they're
corks.
poo nuts.
Poo nuts. They
No,
look
they're
like
they're
little
shit.
poops.
They're shit.
I know, but
They do look like
That's what they are. They're Korok shit.
yes.
People call it seeds because you can't really go scat.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
But it's
still dystopian.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: is like the technology that was before the calamity, like the Guardians or whatever that you see are in these ruins. They're all this technology that no one has anymore, or like no one can control anymore. And like if I was a random villager in this world, I wouldn't fucking know how to use it or what to expect from it. They're a mystery to me.
So, what of Breath of the Wild is a critique on
Because I've been playing this recently.
dystopian nature?
Yes!
But
Yes!
What is the critique that the story of Breath of the Wild is saying about the dystopian nature about modern Japan?
I think it's just a critique on the world of people not understanding the technology they have now and not being able to use it if all of the people who do understand it are killed off or whatever. And so we don't have knowledge.
So then, because we have that level of specialization in the world now,
specialization's so dangerous, you guys. So dangerous.
So we should not have that level of specialization, because if on the teetering dystopian world we live on has a calamity, then most of the world would not know how to use the things that give us a modern life.
We will be fucked.
So we live in a dystopia.
I mean, yeah, we kind of probably do.
Yeah, but
Thank you. Shortest episode ever.
Sort of.
Thanks, Mom.
Wait, what was your point?
Well, the point is
We live in a dystopia. That's why there's so many dystopian stories.
Shit, I
You
gave away
did.
the game.
Thank you.
God damn it.
Sorry, you
No,
just...
you know what? We live in the spot right before
Any of these
Yeah.
dystopias...
right before we're
Right.
approaching dystopia.
Yes.
But it's because...
I don't want to tell Micah he's right in this
Well,
one.
he's kind of right, though.
He's
Take out that kind of...
He's
Well,
on
no,
the
I mean-
verge of being right.
We're
not quite
on the
there yet.
precipice of many dystopias.
I mean, we
which
are
makes
gonna-
our current society and world dystopian.
Yeah.
We just don't know which one's going to rule out. Are we going to
Oh wait, no,
Hunger
this
Games
is
Are we going to Planet of the Apes
your actual IIO is the reason we write all of these dystopian futures because we're living in a dystopia now.
Yeah.
Is that your premise?
Mhm.
I think we're approaching dystopia, and that's why people are writing.
I think we're in it, and it's a bunch of dystopias
No,
fighting for which dystopia is actually going to win.
I think
The reason why
that's funny.
Bezos and Musk are just measuring their incredibly small dicks against each other with rockets and wasting their money when they could help literally billions of people with a fraction of their wealth is mind-fucking blowing.
Oh, but they have smile.amazon.com, which fucking tells you to pay more. We'll just don't. Yeah, whatever. I'm not even going into it.
But also, Amazon led to the deaths of 7 people because they
well.
kept working in their warehouse during a tornado in December, because that should happen, and said that if they didn't come back to work or continue their routes, that they would
have
probably
a
be
job?
fired, and that is their main source of income.
Wasn't that the candle factory as well?
Kind of factory at the same time, yeah.
Yeah. Third shift.
Humans are terrible. Anyway,
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't think we're in a
Also, I think
dystopian future. I do think we are. I think we are approaching it, and that's why people are writing about these dystopian future type of scenarios, is because they're trying to predict and like game theory it out so they can maybe save the world, or just be like, nope, this is the trajectory we're taking, and we're fucked.
Who saves the world after the end of Hunger Games doesn't end with a happy message?
I mean, I didn't really
No.
read the Hunger Games
Like,
because after they did the sympathy death in the first book, I'm like, nah, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many better sympathy deaths.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
know,
dog
but
in
I
the
only
third book.
needed the one. And that was enough. And I was like, nope, this isn't for me. I saw this coming, and I didn't like it, and she did it as an author, and I'm just not going to continue.
Plus, there's a really shitty ripoff of Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Happened.
The movie, well, no, because I think Battle Royale came from a different dystopian outlook on the Japanese world
World
and
War
how
II.
they view.
I mean, let's
their
be honest.
youth.
All stories are
'Cause
one
that's-
story. Like, I kind
No,
of... No, I
the-
mean, like, I kind of, like, give the
Don't
benefit
guess,
of the doubt to, like, people who want to take the concept and kind of twist it into their own story or their own version of it. So, yes, it's kind of loosely Battle Royale-ish, but I wouldn't say it's an exact copy.
I would argue that both of them are from the same source of athletics of various types, and how youth, in their ability to perform these athletic activities, destroy their body and essentially kill themselves from a normal life for our entertainment and for minor celebrity.
So like football?
So
Yeah,
like,
well, football, but
like
think about
any
gymnasts.
sport or pretty much any service job that
Yeah.
a lot of kids take on because they're just like
But
literally.
think of Japanese culture in the 90s. Was all, you have to get into the corporate job, and you have to work yourself to the bone, and you have to do whatever you're...
And if you fall asleep at your desk, that's a good sign because you're clearly working yourself to the bone.
Yeah.
Okay, so the person who did Battle Royale, because a lot of the movies from Hollywood rip a lot of the movies from Japan.
They
for
sure
some
do.
reason.
They
I don't
sure
know,
do.
Seven
I don't-
Samurai and
Yeah.
westerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can't think of the world
Good
like
ideas.
that, because we're so enamored with our head up our ass about American exceptionalism.
Yeah. Head
But
up our
even though
ass.
that's
Is
an
about
insult.
right.
I remember listening to something on NPR about how in post-war or during the war, from the Japanese side, as they're getting firebombed from American bombers and Air Force at that time, they had to have kids grab the bodies and kind of like remove them from the streets because there's no adults, there's no real grown-ups. So children that are like, what are 10 or 9 are capable of holding a shovel would drag the bodies and then they'd dispose of them or bury them or whatever, put them in a burn pit. And that's their job.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, a little bit before post-war, and this is where everyone's afraid that they're going to get invaded by Western forces. And that's the author's inspiration about how these kids are really messed up. They're really fucked up because
That was the inspiration for Battle Royale.
yeah, that because the person writing it, he became older, but he's like, this is what our youth is experiencing, and that is a war-torn country, it really war-bombed country, and most of Europe was kind of like that, and unfortunately a lot of the colonies of Europe was like that too. And then you fast forward to like today, where it's really funny to me because I'm not trying to do like whataboutism, but I would say like that's the feeling of the youth getting just shit on, right? Like they don't really feel like they have much hope. At least I don't. And yet they live in this world that's just not of their doing. It's their grandparents' doing, really. And they just live in a really shitty situation. And it feels dystopian to them, right? There's nothing they can do about anything. They have literally no voice.
But you also have, I've had this conversation with my mother multiple times over the past 2 years, because I think this has really brought up a lot of dystopian thoughts in America with all of the pandemic, and how people are reacting to it, good, bad,
Insane.
absolutely
Apathetic,
abhorrent.
yeah, or horrifying. Like,
Yeah. I
Irrational.
understand apathy more than I understand the abhorrence.
Yeah, because you're just like
But-
I've been through this for 2 years now. You're just tired.
But
Yeah.
she looks at me like, what are you going to do to change the world? And I'm like, you still have agency in this world. You're part of this world too.
Yeah.
But they've already shoveled it on us.
Yeah, they're like, have fun. We did our time.
Yeah.
And
We definitely went
it's
through
your
it to go to
time
college
now.
for $5,000 a year.
Yeah, and we're just like, or not, or we're just.
And I don't know what to tell her. It's just like, no, I really view this world as incredibly fucked up.
Yeah.
And we need a massive change.
Like
and part of
unsalvageable
that,
at this
So
point.
it's not unsalvageable. It's just going to require a massive change. And one of that massive changes is we need to have a cap on this fictional currency. We need to have some way that limits and actually controls how capitalism works.
I like how you
Free
still
market
have
capitalism
hope. I like how you still
doesn't
have hope.
function.
I love
like the most
you know-
cynical of us actually
you
has the
know,
most
honestly-
hope out of
I
us.
do.
Yeah.
Micah.
Because we
I'm-
can.
Yeah, we
See,
can.
We provide
I'm-
the needs of people.
I am amazed at the amount of hope you have because I don't have that hope. I really don't. I'm kind of like I'm just living my life best I can and
See, at least I
That's
think of
it.
ideas like killing billionaires and distributing their wealth.
yeah, I
this
don't
is-
think that's a good idea. It's not a good.
Doesn't matter if it's a good idea, it's an idea. It's better than apathy, and it's better than insanity.
You say that. I don't know if that's true.
No, I think,
Well, maybe it's better than insanity.
I think it's better than apathy.
Seeing a problem and doing
I
nothing
don't
about
think
it, I think, is better than seeing a problem and ignoring that problem.
I agree.
But seeing a
ignoring
problem
the
and-
problem isn't really gonna solve the problem. but
No, solve some problems.
but trying to solve the problem in the wrong way can sometimes lead to way worse outcomes.
So Kazakhstan using its
so
military to
being
murder
more
its citizens
thoughtful.
that are against.
I like how you're just jumping to that. No, being more thoughtful about what things you're going to implement to change for a better outcome. I'm not smart enough to figure that one out, but hopefully someone is, and someone's motivated enough, and gonna put their hopefully there's more people like you, because I'm honestly just like I'm done.
Here's the bad news, Sarah. I'm the only hope.
Yeah. Micah the chosen one.
That's right, my surname is now the one.
The one. Yeah, no.
T-H-E-O-N-E,
God, we're
not
fucked,
Theon.
you guys. We are so fucked.
Yeah, it's not Micah Theon, it's Micah the one.
We are
It's like Martin Truex.
fucked. Anyway.
No, I
have the facial hair. I can be a world dictator. For the better. And then accept my assassination.
Better in quotes, maybe.
It was italicized, actually. For the better.
Better question mark?
Well, no. I think it's better, but it certainly isn't, which hence italicized.
Only Micah thinks it's better. The Sarah...
Italicized!
Phil might be on board, but said the Sarah's the one.
Phil, I may need
absolutely not.
doctorate of propaganda.
Doubts.
You got me in. I may. I'm like, all right.
Okay, editor, you and I need to start a revolution.
Are you kidding me?
We're gonna start a resistance.
Their package deal. Editor needs to make me look good.
Editor, we're gonna
not
start
physically,
a resistance.
just vocally.
We're gonna take over, and this is not gonna happen.
I'll need an office of skepticism.
And we'll win.
I'll need an office of skepticism.
No,
It's what makes me look legit. Which is why you're the best person for the post.
I will respectfully decline
You will
and
not
secretly work against you.
Why secretly work against me? We can publicly work against me as the office of
Same
skeptic.
thing. It'll be both.
Oh, he's the worst, but on the DL, he's really the worst.
He's the worst. He's so much worse than the worst.
I'm really conflicted, Micah, because I had this discussion with one of when we had virtual board game nights that we had to disband for political differences.
Cries.
Which is really funny because you really can't be close friends with people that are politically different. Mm-hmm.
You can if you don't talk about it.
You can't if you don't talk about it.
There's no progress. There's just
no discussion.
But then there's an elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And who likes having an elephant in the room?
And that's a disenchanous relationship at that point.
Yeah.
So
my roommate, who is a Elon Musk stan, and into crypto and all that, I'm just like,
I bet,
dude. And we'll have conversations about it, and I know I'm probably not going to change his mind.
Yeah.
But I need to be a skeptical thing where he reads Elon Musk sold $1 billion. The next day, Tesla has to recall 500 million cars or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Do you see how gross it is? Do you see how fucking gross it is? He's like, no, man, he's going to save the world. It's great. And it's like...
It's really not.
He's not. He's a shit man.
And, sorry, but the electric cars are not going to solve the climate problem. So anyway.
Not especially when making lithium batteries is more cumbersome.
Exactly.
Really, and we can just take our inefficient gas cars, make them that they work for more people than one person with one car, and we just have better public transportation.
Oh, but then we have to share our vehicles. Gross. Anyway.
The funny part, too, is...
just kidding.
Kind of,
right, yeah.
A bit. I enjoy having my car.
Yeah,
but
I
would feel real bad about the car I own if I was not able to use it to help move around other people.
I mean, fair enough.
That's why I enjoy driving you places. That's why I enjoy driving the other trivia group places. I like driving places because it gives me a reason to own this incredibly superfluous thing that should not be needed in modern society.
Whereas if we just had better public transportation,
yeah. You look at the bus routes of Toronto to the bus routes of Chicago, and it's like Toronto, spiderweb. Chicago, a bunch of strings of shit.
Yeah.
But
you need to walk 18 blocks to get on a bus. It'll take you 4 blocks, so you can walk 18 blocks to get to another. And it's like, that's fucking inefficient shit.
Why would
just
anyone?
Just have more. Fucking let's go trolley cars again. I don't give a shit. People don't need cars.
And we don't need this much exercise. This is fucking America.
Well, my thought too is, oh my goodness. My head almost blew up on, we don't need cars. And actually, if you remove 10%, there's a civil engineer who did the math. If you remove 10% of the traffic of people driving, right? Mm-hmm. Somehow you get them to carpool or whatever. then you would have like a 90% reduction in rush hour traffic. It only takes 10%.
So the light rail that was put in between Minneapolis and St. Paul, if you took that budget that they had, buses could be free for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And just free for the same amount of money that causes more congestion, more annoyance, another thing that needs maintenance. Unlike the buses we already have that also require maintenance, now you're doubling down on maintenance, so something that's more complicated. You need more specialized people that require more money.
See, though, I like light rails versus buses, just as a personal preference.
Because the buses get stuck in the snow, and we have snow.
But I don't know, buses are just less. I don't know. I
like the hanging ones from Japan. Those look cool as shit.
Yeah,
they are better used in infrastructure.
I've taken buses in Japan and I've taken trains in Japan, and I prefer the trains. The buses are fine. Still prefer trains.
Yeah, but you have to get into a lot of neighborhoods because America doesn't know how to make infrastructure.
It depends where you are. Fair.
So
that's the reason why we need buses, because we need more maneuverability than a train.
Yeah,
I do have. I live in a weird spot in some random suburb.
Yeah.
And
Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yes, and I don't have a lot of traffic in my neck of the woods. I used to have to drive from one side of the suburb, like one side of the city to the other, and that was horrendous. I did that for 5 years, and
gross.
I think I raked like 20,000 miles a year. It was like an hour there, an hour back.
You're not going to find a house in that area of the woods where you're working for anything less than like 400,000.
Correct. Yeah, I couldn't afford to work there, but I couldn't afford to live there.
Could afford to work, yeah.
But I could afford to work. And it's like,
or you take the like half hour on the other side, and then like you're driving in on that horrible road.
I have like friends that live in that area that I used to work in. It's a nice part of this, better part of the suburbs. So.
I just hate that every house looks the same.
It's cookie cutter.
No character whatsoever.
And
individuality.
I for years had said, look, I could work from home at least a couple days of the week, and they declined. They said, we don't trust you. Like, this is a previous life.
Oh my
God.
It's
not. Isn't that great?
I had the same thing where I'm like, I'm happy to work from home if I can get paid for it, but they declined that because we don't trust you or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Then I'm never working from home unless I'm fucking paid for it. And this was when I was hourly. Now I'm salary, so it's a little different.
At that time, my boss was super cool, but he was
the
like
head of the department, so you have clout.
Yeah, that's true.
And leverage.
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Fire me?
Yeah. Micah, can you do art?
No. Fuck you.
Try.
I mean, it's not like I'm totally irreplaceable.
Micah, what's wrong with this artwork?
I don't know.
Yeah, it says school volleyball. Oh, that's a football. Damn it.
Then why did you draw a bunch of penises up there?
I mean, there are times where I swear to God. Anyway.
Okay, well,
it's my artist mark, okay?
Penises.
So my
penises, penis eye.
My argument is
all my eyes are penises.
That almost blew my head, and this was like a month ago. It drove me crazy. I had to realize, I'm just a peasant. What am I talking about? But I turned to the editor, and it was the news of like, hey, by the way, this is the new year of 2022. And there is another wave, and
Hope
it's
like a million cases.
Do you like the early New Year of 2021? Because it's back in fashion again.
Oh, did you like getting punched in the face in 21? Now you're getting punched in the stomach, the balls, and the face.
Progress.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this seems to actually be pretty, that sucks. And I have friends or people that I know that are nurses, and they're like, oh yeah, don't get sick on anything, because you're going to get...
don't. You're fucked.
Just don't.
You'll die.
I had an argument last Christmas of 2020. So Christmas 2020 with my brother and his wife, who's a nurse. And both of them were anti-vaxxers or anti-vaxxers and deniers of COVID. I lost my voice yelling at them.
Yeah.
Because no!
Yeah.
No!
Well,
this past Christmas, up there, he had a teary response about how bad he felt. Because now his wife is seeing all the COVID cases in her hospital.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I said, yeah.
Really?
Fuck you. It was bad last year.
Yeah.
It's now worse now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. The actions of your consequences catch up to you. Newsflash, asshole. We saw this coming a mile away.
Part of me is like, okay, this is truly a tragedy, and this is terrible, and I feel really bad for the people who are suffering, who are stuck, in the hospitals, in the emergency rooms, dying of COVID, or
all the stories of the
poor
young parents
nurses
who die with kids in their 30s.
And the poor
Yeah,
healthcare workers
sucks.
who have to watch this happening in front of their faces, and it's awful. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, just, you know what? You fucking anti-vaxxer, anti-maskers, just fuck right off.
Well,
I'm
vaccinated
fault.
and boosted, and I am taking the risk to not wear masks where it's not mandated.
Yeah.
But I have a mask where it's mandated.
Yeah.
Because, duh.
Well, and just if someone's asking you to wear a mask, you're not an asshole, and you're like, sure, I'll wear a mask.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's just in my car.
Yep.
Got a mask.
Easy. Done.
Yep.
Not a dick.
The conclusion of this story that really blew my lid, though, was I heard the story of from a nurse's friends that don't get sick because if you go to the ER, they're not going to get treated because it's super backlogged and all of our beds are, it's because a lot of the cases, even though I guess it's because it's so easy to catch now, that it's clogging up our whole healthcare system.
More so than it was last time it was clogging up our whole healthcare system.
And then there's a lot of people who just quit because it's a shit job, right?
Yep.
And so it's like we're
You're
basically
losing workers. You're losing people.
You're losing
who are
highly trained workers that are experienced.
specialized workers.
Yeah.
just don't get a heart attack. Don't fall on the ice. Don't break an ankle.
Try not to
don't
die.
Hopefully you don't break a limb.
Just don't have any reason to go
Don't
see
get
a doctor.
sick or get hurt.
I went in for a physical. First time in 5 years. Because I normally have a
probably
phobia.
do those.
Yeah, but I normally have a phobia of hospitals anyway.
Yeah, I don't like them either.
But I went there and it was very smooth, and at the end it was both the doctor and nurse were like, you've been a really good patient. I'm like, yes, because I want this to be as quick as possible because I'm pretty sure you have more important things to do than me.
Yeah, I need to get that.
I just did this because I had a slight health concern.
Yeah.
So we have a case where all the hospitals are getting jam-packed with people that are just unfortunately sick and maybe stupid because they didn't vaccinate or whatever, and they're clogging up all of our beds, and our nurses are quitting in droves, and our healthcare system is in shambles. All right, so we have that, and we know that it's super spready.
So is that leading into we live in a dystopia?
Well, the thing that
All right, that's right.
that made me super beyond.
So we're all talking about super dystopian things that we just have to live with.
Yeah.
You're told by medical professionals, don't get sick or break anything because you probably won't get served. That's fucking dystopian.
Well, okay. This is
Yeah, a little bit.
This is the hilarious part of it all.
Our healthcare system, sure.
Is that this is this is where my head blew up in New Year's time, where the news said, okay, well, we're gonna cancel fun, and there's a lot of countries, not the U.S. because we're smart.
Sure.
But there are a lot of countries that are imposing lockdowns.
I think I broke my arm with that air quote.
Okay, well, even I think it was New York
and drive me to the hospital.
And some parts of California, they were thinking about canceling New Year's Eve celebration, and they're thinking about doing more mask mandates and things of this nature. And it made me laugh because of this. On one hand, they're like, "Hey, don't go to people's houses. Don't celebrate the New Year's with family. Stay at home and vaccinate and isolate yourself and just be as safe as possible and wear these masks." And again, all this good advice.
And the rest of the people are like, "Nope."
But at the same time, you got to go to work on Monday through Friday.
Yep.
No.
It's like, wait, what the fuck? So, you want me to I'm getting exposure and risk. My corporation wants me to go to the stupid-ass job that I've been doing at home for 2 years without any problems. Super profitable. But, hey, don't have fun because that's reckless behavior. What are you thinking? Are you out of your mind? Are you stupid? Don't hang out with friends and family for New Year's. Oh, but on the Monday after, or make sure that you go to work 9 to 5 and drive your shitty ass car there and just clog up the freeways because we need you there because we need to preserve culture. But the moment you get back, don't go to the movie theaters.
Do you know what the company pays for this office space monthly?
Too much.
Do you know how much we aren't paying you because we have to pay for this office space for a job that you can do just as efficiently at home.
But
do you understand? We pay managers twice as much as you to make sure you're doing the work here in this building that we pay a rent on. That again, we can pay you more, but we're not because we have to pay rent on this space.
Or we could pay you the same. Or we could pay you the same amount of money for you to stay home and avoid the 2-hour commute every day.
Hold on.
And you could get more work done.
I believe there's a word for that.
Bullshit.
Dystopia.
Yeah, I agree.
We're told and fed this is how the world is supposed to work, yet we're poking holes in all of its problems.
I think
that's dystopian.
That at that moment felt dystopian, where it was like the CEO has the balls to tell all of the workers to get back to work, and then he's like, he was reading questions. And it was like, well, some of them said that they're better performing at home, and they have the records to prove it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, we want to preserve culture. And it's like, but I don't get paid to be stuck in traffic in Los Angeles for an hour.
Yeah.
You know, like that CEO, he has a chauffeur.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
the chauffeur for the 2 days he has to come into work.
No skin off his fucking back.
Yeah. Or a helicopter.
But the people who have
airplane.
to take an hour,
right?
That's time in their life they're never getting it back.
Yes.
They're not paid for.
And so it's like
not really.
And then you have our shitty infrastructure. It's like, well, if you just reduced it by 10% of the people, then it can be a much better experience for the other 90%. I wonder how we can do that somehow, as we all have to rush back to work for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It is dystopian because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
And for the people who don't have other distractions in their homes, like say they don't have kids, or they have kids who are gone and they're at like a childcare facility,
or
they're out of the house
or with
at
their
school.
social
They have no
learning.
interruptions. They don't have coworkers coming in and saying, "Hey, how's the gossip of blah blah blah" or whatever. Sometimes like. It'd be, like I would get a lot more work done from home than I would at work. Not that I don't
I'm
enjoy.
sorry I bug you so much, but I get really bored printing numbers.
And I also get really bored sitting in the office, so I do appreciate our conversations. But like for real though, I would probably be a little more productive at home in some respects.
My dystopian, the reason why I came up with this topic,
yes,
was after coming home from my Monday social thing a few months ago. Football season was going on, and I turned on the TV, and it was like Monday Night Football, but it was on normal because local team was playing. And the presentation and the fact that like 60,000 people were in this crowd, and all the pageantry of it for these 22 people that you never saw their face, and they're just these weird automatons on the field. And I didn't care we were losing, so I flipped to PBS News. Of course. And it was like, yes, and as we see here in Damascus, there are lines to get petrol that can last up to 5 to 7 hours. I'm like, wait. Oh, that's real shitty. And then I flip back, game was over, and it's the evening news. And it's like, your winning lottery numbers are...
Yeah.
Flip back, these people just really want enough petrol to get their food and provide for their families. And I flip back, 13, 72, and your Powerball is 1.
And then you flip back and you're like, and these people in Virginia are stuck in traffic.
It's just like...
for 27 hours where they have to defecate behind the doors of the vehicles.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking cold and there's nowhere to go.
And even if these people start to have traffic move, many other people have abandoned their cars.
So they can't move anyway.
And it's just... watching all of these three things that were all happening in air quotes live. Like, these are all events that are happening concurrently in our world. Mm. This world is gross and should be hit by an asteroid. Although I wouldn't want to be someone in, like, Soma. And for our Uzbek listener, play Soma. It's great and bleak.
Well, the one other comment I want to make, I know we're a bit over, but I wanted to say this, is that...
There's so much bullshit in here to be cut out. It'll be like 10 minutes.
The one of the things that I have to really agree with you, Micah, and your story about being productive at home is like exactly it. And I was like, fuck these people. Anyway.
I mean, there are reasons I do need to go to work. So like I would work best. My personal, like my job would be best as a hybrid.
Yeah.
But like my brother, for example, probably would be better served working from home.
Is he not working from home?
He is.
Yeah.
I think
Especially like in his
I think
line.
3 or 4 days a week out of the 5 or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. But
Like if you came in bi-monthly for meetings or progress
Yeah,
reports
like,
or something,
there's-
Yeah.
because that's all one
Yeah,
really
right,
needs.
right.
but even then, you can fucking Zoom those. Like
I know.
you don't have to actually
Yeah.
physically be
Again,
there.
we have to pay for the office space. We have to pay for the managers.
Which I mean, there's like there's like all sorts of other bullshit that goes into that, like which I understand, and some people do absolutely need the space because they have one parent who maybe works as the caregiver
Right.
for their children, and it's really difficult to have a workspace and have kids
But, like,
in the same.
my job can be remote.
Like that would be difficult.
That's true.
Production cannot be remote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Service injuries can't be.
service cannot be. So like there are some things that absolutely you just
Manufacturing
need to show.
cannot be.
You just
Yeah.
have to be there, and like I do need to be there for press checks. Like so, like I like I'm there, but there are some days where I'm like I'd be okay working from home if there's no need for me to be there to look at your.
And
prints
honestly, all of us in the back just really want to boot you out as soon as possible. So.
I mean, I get it. It's fine. I know I'm.
There's this.
Every time you're kidding.
So there's
Yeah.
there's this website every once in a while that tries to have uplifting news, and it's always dystopian.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
know
like-
they're not trying to be, but it is.
You're just
super-
like, oh,
it's
this is uplifting.
Every
Okay.
Oh,
time it's a dystopian. So I agree with you now that I think about it. It's super
Listening
fucked
to
up.
the BBC,
think
they put
we're
out
on
a
the
twice
verge.
daily half-hour news bit. And it's like world news from the BBC. And it's just fun to get that different perspective.
Oh,
They're
sure.
very European, mainly British-centric. But
Oh.
it's funny how every episode ends with, and now on a lighter note, let's talk about this dog that rescued like a small little monkey, and now they're the best of friends.
Well, I'm okay with.
It's like, why? No.
Okay.
None of this is relevant. I don't care.
I know that people want their dopamine hit, but U.S. uplifting news is fucking dark as shit. And the only example I can think of on the top of my head is
South Dakota Charity on Ice.
Oh, we didn't have a school shooting today. Cool.
okay.
No, are both of you familiar with
Yes.
what happened in South Dakota?
Yes,
No.
go ahead.
During an amateur hockey game, not collegiate, not professional. This is like the amateur hockey league in
You
America.
did mention this.
In between periods, they had a grab what you can for
Yeah.
teachers in the middle of the ice
Scrabbling
on a
for
chunk
money.
of carpet for $1 bills so they can buy stuff for their kids that they're teaching.
Yeah, school supplies.
Yeah.
For $1 bills, debasing themselves, crawling on their stomachs, grabbing $1. Yeah.
They had to
That's
stuff it in their shirts.
Disgusting.
Yep. The other thing, that's not uplifting news. That was just.
No, that's fucking.
That's
That was
bizarre.
another thing of like,
That's
we
disgusting.
live in a dystopia.
But
this is disgusting.
this uplifting news was like a 12-year-old boy works multiple jobs so he can pay off the debts of school lunches for kids who couldn't afford it. That was
That's
the
fucked
uplifting
up.
news.
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
Fucked.
wow, like this is uplifting news?
Childhood friend holds raffle for other friend receiving cancer treatment because family can't pay for it.
Yeah.
Any Kickstarter for any health issue is disgusting.
Although any
Like, not-
Kickstarter for like anyone who committed a crime to get their bail is also gross,
Also gross,
but on a
in
very
a different way.
level.
There was another
gross for the people who are
Yeah, the Kickstarter
forced
for Kyle
to-
Rittenhouse was disgusting.
Yeah, but the Kickstarter for someone who has like a fucking
Oh,
horrible
shit, he got
cancer.
leukemia.
Yeah, like
I
that's
can't pay $80,000.
yeah. No one can. No one fucking can.
Yeah, there was a story about like a bunch of coworkers and like gave their PTO for a parent who needed to have paternity leave or maternity leave.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
not an
like,
uplifting fucking story.
Fucked up.
Right?
That should just be given.
I was like, none of this is uplifting. This is just horrific.
This is
And
fucking
that's
awful.
So-
there's so many of them. I'm like,
It is obvious
it is obvious.
that we live in a
We do.
dystopia.
You're right.
Okay, maybe, but that doesn't.
You're right, Micah.
But no. You might be right that we live in a dystopia, but I don't know that that's the reason why all of our.
Yes, because all of them are
Literature.
gleaning different things. Hunger Games is gleaming off the exploitation of the youth for our entertainment from a select few that are making money off of it.
Okay.
Regardless of the toil of the people around those people,
I
like the kids that
I will
are
give you that
offered up
love.
as what are they offered up as? Tribute.
I will give you that some of the dystopian literature is a reflection of our current.
All dystopian literature is a reflection of society. Soylent Green is a reflection of the fear and scarcity that happened in the 70s.
Sometimes I think people read too much into what the author is trying to do. Sometimes it's just writing a fucking story.
But why do you write a story about that? Why are there so many environmental calamity stories over the last 20 years? Because we're going through massive climate change.
Some people like
a lot of calamities dealing with our environment.
You know, to be fair, like some authors certainly like to feel self-important and like to put like real world bullshit into their little fantasy science fiction stories, and that's sometimes relevant and good and well done, and sometimes it's like, okay, whatever. And other times, people are just writing whatever the fuck they want to write. It has nothing to do as a critique.
The fact that Aragon. Or Aragon? Dragon with E?
Aragon is the thing you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not looking at that as its critique of
Humans.
Nothing. It's a shit story.
I mean, it's...
I'm not saying that's, that is not gleaming anything from real life, but when you look at specifically dystopian stories...
fans of Aragon.
I'm not.
Micah's clearly not.
If you're looking
I never read it.
I watched the movie.
Prince of Thorns, as post-apocalyptic, is bringing up a lot of the excesses of the old world as cautionary tales that led to this post-apocalyptic dystopian story.
I mean, that's not really at all what I got out of it, but definitely a lot of horrifying dog torture, but it's been a while since I've read the story.
I don't know.
Sure, but the fact that Jorg uses a lot of the old world technology for his benefit because nobody else knows that. The reason why he holds the shield in his right hand at the end of the second book is he got a gun. And he's going to use the gun to kill someone because they don't know what a fucking gun is. Yeah. The reason why he explodes the mountain is there's a fucking nuke there.
Yay, nukes.
So I'm going to go ahead and say
Alexa, stop.
That's Siri, but whatever.
I'm just yelling at Alexa.
Why?
Because Bezos is going to make money off of this. I mean, his next fucking show he's going to produce.
Oh man, do you think he's going to give us negative $50?
Negative. Only 50. You mean pennies?
But here's the thing. It's going to be, the story's going to be around Phil, Sarah, and Micah who talk about things, and then $100 million budget.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh man, if only
that's
I
not
had
a good one. Wheel of Time. And Fortune. Well,
Fortune and Chance.
Anyway, I'm glad that unlike most of my weird rants in this show...
Religion, net evil. It's just
I haven't... Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I've been proven by both of you that my topic is indeed obvious.
That
we live in a dystopia.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let me show you more uplifting news, Sarah, and it'll change your mind.
I will definitely go look at some fucking cat photos.
I'm gonna immediately play that potato video again.
Yeah, a little cat potato.
I need an uplifting after this. It was very sad.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
I appreciate it, Mom.